Mic on?
No, you guys are on.
Oh, what's up, y'all? What's going on out there? Welcome again. This is another edition of ShopKulture, and we live. Man, if you guys haven't joined, we encourage you guys to join the ShopKulture live group. It's popping. A lot of positivity, but there's some negativity also.
There's always going to be that.
There's always going to be that. And, you know what I'm saying, as long as people can, you know what I'm saying, are not being hostile to one another, we're going to keep the forum open for you guys to enjoy. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. This is ShopKulture, actually the show. And I'm joined once again by my tag team partner. You guys know who this is. Relationship Guru, Dr. / Mr. James R. Hill.
How's everybody doing tonight?
We got the producer over there.
Hey.
Nick Jones in the building.
He's running tight ship. He's like,
right.
Hey, let's get
it
going.
Man. It's the only way to do it.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Keeping us on our toes.
Yeah. And once again, I'm Barry Crosby. And thank you guys for tuning in. This is ShopKulture, where we discuss all things relationships.
Right.
So, we're going to start with a...
I'm going to put a little context to this.
Okay.
We're going to preview a video that I posted, and it's pertaining to men and the marriage market. And this lady is spot on with her comments, and it's probably a reason why a lot of brothers are hesitant when it comes to marriage. Check out the video, chime in with your comments. We want to hear your thoughts. We're going to have a discussion around this.
All right.
What's up? My boy Cameron saying, what's up? How you doing, boss? How you living, man?
Let us know if you guys can hear that or not.
If not, you can go to the...
Can they hear that? They should.
Can you guys hear it? You might.
Yeah, all volumes. Damn.
It might be.
Computer volume.
No, StreamYard has me muted.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take that down.
Oh, we tried. Okay.
Well, guys, yeah, sorry, they had that muted. They might be muted.
Yeah, someone said they couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Dang.
So let's discuss it real quick. What was she saying, Doc? Because Doc, you're the one who put it up there.
Well, she was speaking about the expectations of a man when it comes to marriage, and the reasons why a lot of men are hesitant to get married. I mean, spend 3 months' salary on a ring. You got to have your house. You know, you got to have a 6-figure salary, and you have to have. There were a lot of high pressure demands that a lot of societal women put on men when it comes to marriage, and wonder why they don't want to commit. What do you think?
Well, I watched it. Yeah, you know, some of the points were valid, I thought, but she made it seem like kind of groomed, you know, kind of really. Should marriage be viewed as like that, as a necessarily just a bad thing because you have to do all these type of steps? Or do you do those steps unconditionally because you love the other person?
But I think it should be by both parts. Why is the man required? I mean, why is this societal pressure put on a man to meet these conditions to show his love to a woman that he wants to spend the rest of his life with? I think it's a bit much.
To some extent, but I also believe that there is a sacrifice also on the woman's part. There's some things, maybe not initially, but it does change, especially if she's bearing children eventually, if you guys decide to have kids. I think it does change is what I'm getting at. I think that what you're talking about to me would be part of the courting process.
No, you're past courting if you're looking at marriage. And
courting is when the man is doing most of the right? That's
right,
what I'm saying.
Right.
So it's still an aspect of courting, though, when you're in that initial stage of about to get married.
And in today's society, a lot of this it's changed. You know, women are more independent. Women are more financially stable than they were 30 years ago. Women are more prevalent in the workforce. Their earning power has increased immensely. You know, women have education. They're educated. They're self-sufficient. So why should the morals, should the social pressure and the traditions of 30 and 40 years ago still be forced on a man just to express his love, that this is the woman I want to marry? Sure, you're supposed to put forth some effort and show and make some sacrifice. But this is why a lot of men aren't committing, because of the pressure.
Well, there is a lot of pressure, no question. But is it worth it? If you're in love, if you're about to get married, marriage is a big commitment anyway.
Right.
Isn't this part of the process, part of the steps? Now, you don't have to do that traditionally. You can also change that.
Okay.
You're following tradition.
Right. And a
dogmatic process.
Right. And a lot of women are putting this requirement on a man. Well, if I want to be married the right way, the traditional way, and this is what a man does. This is what my dad did for my mom. Well, your parents got married 30 or 40 years ago.
True.
So things have changed, and that's societal pressure. And they're wondering why marriage, people are asking, is marriage not as popular as it used to be? Well, why is the societal pressure being put on a man when it comes to the marriage? Why can't, this is a union between two people. So why can't two people go into this union equally yoked with no pressure?
Let's get to some of the.
All right, cool. So William says, what's going on, William?
How you going, Will?
He says it's a traditional culture. Like in Asia, the guy pays the bride's family either with money or a couple farm animals. These days, the farm animals are in the form of fancy rings, jewelry, you know, the like thereof, on top of money and being financially stable.
Yeah. So all he's saying is that these things basically been traded to go with today's times.
Right.
And he has a great point.
Okay, but in some countries there's a dowry, and where when you take the bride, her father gives you all of his worldly possessions, gives you his cattle, his money, a home. And those are traditions where cultures go back years and years and years. But America is made up of several different cultures. Everyone in America is an immigrant. We all immigrated from different countries, different traditions. So you can't say what is American culture, because it's a melting pot of.
Yeah, but Doc, it's still a culture, though. It's still a culture. It might not be the exact culture from where these people came from, but it is a culture.
Okay, but everyone has their background from where they come from. That's American culture. What if you don't?
Okay, but does everybody usually believe in marriage?
What do you mean? If you're talking about
most cultures believe in marriage,
right?
Okay,
exactly.
So there's steps to the marriage. That's all I'm saying. So if they all believe in marriage, there's still going to be steps.
Right.
Now, whether or not we agree with the necessary steps that are American possibly made, that's what I'm saying. You can also change them, or you don't have to get married to them.
Okay, right. And that's why men aren't getting married. Is it necessary that he has to spend 3 months' salary on your ring?
I don't think, and I agree. I don't think that should be, saying no. I don't think that should have to be the qualification in order for me to marry you.
Right,
that I have to spend, some people believe that. Actually, a lot of women, do you?
Should he spend 3 months' salary on your ring?
They're gonna say yeah. Some of them are gonna come through with the politically correct comments.
Some of them are gonna be.
Cameron Clark says, if two people love each other and are in it for the right reasons, then you two should be building together.
And ultimately, right? That's that's what it should be. If you're going to get married, now you don't have to be. And there's a lot of people that are not getting married and are being partners, life partners too.
Okay.
Yeah. Daphne Cross says, I'm not live, but what age group is considered modern men?
Well, it's not a thing of modern men. It's in the modern times that we're living in. All men that are considering marriage in these times, those are the times that you have to live, that you have to act in. I mean,
but that is a good question. Nick,
Hmm.
since you're younger,
Hmm.
what do you think modern men, the age group would be for a modern?
I'd say 25 to 35.
25 to 35.
25 to 30.
And their views on marriage is totally different.
Totally different.
than our views.
We're talking about a generation and then a couple of generations,
Okay.
thought process. So,
and the process is totally different.
Right.
All right. So what does that process look like? Are you spending 3 months' salary on her ring?
No. I don't want to speak for all dudes, but most, and I'm kind of doing it already, but I'm gonna just say it. Most dudes will hit with that whole 50-50 talk. There's no, you have a lot of you got a lot of cats that are talking about, what is she bringing to the table? Is it, she's bringing her half, I'm bringing my half, is she bringing her half? Mm-hmm. They're asking for traditional women, but in turn, they're not being the traditional man that she should be, receiving in as far as reciprocity goes.
Okay.
And then you can flip that as well, where the dude is, he is of the traditional type. Like, I got all my game from grandpa, so that's how I run it. But for you to be asking of traditional value and leadership or whatever have you from me, but you're not showing me what it is to be a traditional woman. Yeah. So there's a lot of this confusion going on as far as my age group.
Most likely, the grandma is telling, the woman says, well, I got from my grandma, this is what a man is supposed to do.
And you know what, real quick, we don't got big mamas no more.
Right.
To help with that.
Yeah. And we don't have
that gap between the two. And that's so true.
Grandpas or OGs to, teach cats, even my age and the ones behind me. There's no structure. That's what we do. But Doc, Doc's one man,
Why I gotta tell that?
I know the OG.
I'll take that.
OG.
I've been around the block a few times.
Original gangster, you got that wisdom, a lot of wisdom that you do impart on, guys like myself.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that since I've been involved in with this platform, I've taken a lot of the stuff that both of you have talked about, and I've applied. Well, I already know not to be messing with you, Barry, but Doc, what you've bestowed upon just me personally, I've taken that into my situation and who I'm dating and trying to make for the better.
Right,
so, and that's
my goal. Yeah, that's the reason of the platform. I saw we had some comments in the group today. You got to explain that. There was a post that I read of a lady asking, what is this platform for?
Oh, yeah.
Sexy talk. No, we make a few jokes, but then I did comment and I said, no, this platform is to have adult discussion about all things relationship, and the ultimate goal is to enhance people's lives in their relationships.
And it's also to talk about, and it's also to piggyback on that, so talk about things among adults. Right. That's why this group is private, and there's nothing wrong with some of the stuff. Some of this conversation, we're not going to censor people's conversation. Right. Now, if it's an attack on somebody, if it's disrespect,
I told her straight out, like, this is adult conversation. We talk about the serious, the funny, and the X-rated. We're adults. We like to. It's entertainment overall, and if you don't like what's being talked about, kindly see yourself out. Ain't nobody stopping you.
Or you can be a part of it and just scroll down to the next question.
Well, she's been in this group for about 2 weeks talking that ish. So it's like, just leave.
She can do whatever.
What did Cameron say?
He says both of you should be bringing 100%. All of you and all of them. I agree with that. You shouldn't depend on someone else to take care of you. You should be taking care of each other. Move as a unit. And I've said that before.
Yes, we've said that before. Yeah. But
that's absolutely right. 100, because you guys mentioned that 50-50 earlier. 50-50 is in divorce when you go on your separate way. You take your 50, I take my 50.
Or
if you want this relationship, this marriage to grow, you both putting 100%.
No, you talk about effort. You're not talking financial.
No, he's talking about finances and assets.
I want to clarify that.
I mean, that's part of it. If you take percentages away, if you take an effort away, it's all one package deal.
William says that's what makes these segments great. Good perspective from everything chiming in, everyone chiming in, I guess. And that's what
thank you, Will. And Will, when you going? Will invited to the cookout.
Henry Jones.
His ass off.
Henry Jones, no relation. Facts.
What's up, Henry?
Is that Henry? Mr. Jones.
We had
The
a
other
cigar
time.
last week.
I see you guys.
Yeah,
Man, I want to come. I'm tired. Woo.
I know.
So that is different perspectives, but so true. So where do we see marriage going in the future? Do we see a decline in marriages?
I see a decline.
In the next 15, 20 years.
In the younger generation,
Yes.
like there is a decline in marriage, and I don't understand why that is.
You don't understand why?
No.
They're not being shown anything positive. Like, look what we were talking. Look, just the joke of divorce and 50-50. That's why a lot of young men aren't even,
are scared. It's mine.
Batting an eyelash at that.
I don't want to give up anything.
Right. Well, maybe it's it has to do with, the upbringing of the younger generation and the lack of positive male influences in their life, or positive female influences on the woman's side. Because younger people grew up in single family homes. There's nothing wrong with that. A single parent can raise a child.
Absolutely.
But a child,
there's a lot of elements
growing up, you need a positive male and female perspectives. You need, I wouldn't say, you need role models. Absolutely, yeah. You need positive influences.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan says in relationships, sometimes one provides more finances, one provides more emotional support.
I agree with that.
Is tangibles more important than
they help?
They both bring value.
Okay. Value. And
you answered my question. Yeah. That's what I was trying to frame it as such, but you answered it. That's unanswered, I guess.
As long as you're putting 100%, so what if your financials are lacking? You're making up on the emotional.
Now you can say that if you are living somewhat comfortably, because finances play a big part if you're struggling. If you both are struggling, finances.
Is it finances next to infidelity like the major factor in relationships even crumbling?
Yes.
That's what I not just heard but read up on.
Yeah.
Most arguments and disagreements are based around finances and infidelity, founded or unfounded. A lot of it comes from unsubstantiated allegations due to person's insecurities. People have complexes, and people are insecure, and they take things out of context, or take a small thing that you didn't mean with something. Or, I've seen people get in major blowouts over, you liked her picture on social media.
You do got a point. I think it was not just liking it, but maybe you posted a comment that was, saying inappropriate.
Well, yeah. Well, that's a whole different thing. But just liking a picture, that's nothing,
Yeah.
Because I've had a.
How about you heart the picture?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Oh.
I've had a friend who's in a long-term relationship, and he's commenting on other women's photos, talking about, I see your pound cakes and all that.
Wait.
That might work for their relationship. I don't know if that's gonna work for a lot of guys. Exactly. I will tell you something. I wouldn't try that at home.
Don't try it.
Just double tap and keep scrolling.
Right.
All that extra good morning queen. Like you gotta. You talking about dudes with wives or significant others already, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But would you want your wife to do that to another guy?
How would
heart, say he's.
Hell no, not me. If she's reacting to it, okay. But if she's under the damn post writing haikus to the dude and whatnot, poems and all this shit.
It goes both ways. And
I'm just telling y'all are hearing it from me, Nick Jones. I don't rock with none of that. You go ahead and react or whatever, but like writing, you start commenting, then it's like.
So comments in heart or just any type of, you can like a picture, but.
because you're going to like a picture. I like pictures.
The picture may be captioned with a positive phrase for the day that you really love.
No, we're talking about.
We're not going to walk this fine line. We're not going to do this. He's talking about what.
You really trying.
We're talking about being blatantly. We talking about being blatantly inappropriate, disrespectful.
And you're hearting, saying.
Well, that's different.
Yeah. That's kind of,
Mark made a comment on marriage.
He says, yes, he feels as though it is declining. Marriage is declining, but won't be extinct. People are too into what's in it for me and not willing to submit or sacrifice for each other if it's detrimental to themselves. And that is facts.
And that's why most marriages that are happening at a later age, 30s and 40s. And which is why there's a decline of the positive influences, positive male and female influences in the upbringing of our youth.
See, I disagree because I know a lot of people now in their 40s that have been married and they're not in a rush to do it again. They're like, I'm done. They're in the 40s because they're living their best life.
I mean, yeah.
If I was
in my 40s, I wouldn't be trying to remarry or marry. It's like, listen, we only got so much time. You only got so much time. What I look like getting married? I mean, whoever does it, that's cool. Me being married at 45, no. Remarrying or no.
But your perspective does change.
Yeah, your perspective change, your priorities change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, life events.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
William says, I also think it has to deal with the crumbling family structure in today's society. Too many single parent family homes, children out of wedlock, etc., etc. And I, again, agree. All of that.
And when these children are out of wedlock, they're growing up with a single parent. And we covered the topic of, can a woman raise a boy to be a man? No, she can't. He needs that positive male influence.
She can raise him into being an upright citizen, but rearing him into manhood, no.
It's hard.
Right. It is hard. And he needs to see that from a man, you know. And if he has a positive male influence in his life, it can't be someone that's just lecturing him and telling him what to do, because he's only going to absorb a third of that. The other 2/3 is what he sees you do, how he sees you move.
Well, I can dig it. Let's go to or do you have something to say before we go to the next topic?
Yeah.
Or the actual topic?
Yeah, well, let's go to the actual topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, here's the actual topic, folks. Ladies, do you think modern men have reasonable or unreasonable expectations from women today? I'm gonna leave that up there for a second and let y'all ponder that.
Let it marinate for a minute, because we want to hear your input on this, ladies. Are our expectations reasonable or unreasonable?
Fellas?
So I want to get your perspective, Nick. What
Hey, I'm just the producer.
From a young man.
Yeah, from a young man's perspective, I mean, what kind of feedback are you getting? I mean, is it unreasonable? Your expectations?
No, because I don't put out unreasonable anything. Like I'm very simple. I don't ask for much, and you know, my thing is this. I've noticed that women gravitate towards me because they actually see what it is that I'm doing and what I'm about.
Okay.
I'm not out here talking. I mean, I talk, but I'm not just out here talking to talk. They see me walking the walk. They see me in how I am rooted in my purpose, because I also, you know, that is one thing that I do speak to, that I do talk about. My short-term and long-term goals, where I was like 5 years ago, where I'm at now, and where I'm looking to go 5 years from now.
Right.
AKA the 5-year plan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So just that alone locks them in, because they're not used to that type of conversation. They're used to the run of the mill, hey, what's up, bop, 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 and trying to smash or whatever.
Giving a perspective.
So I let them know exactly what it is that I'm about. And if they, you know, want to rock with that, cool. And then, you know, I expect that in return. Like, you know.
So ladies, are our expectations overwhelming? Is it too much? I mean, is it too much for us to ask for what we're given? I mean,
I'm sorry, Doc. Let me answer your question properly, because I feel like that was more on me than what the question actually was. My expectations is 3 things: accountability, communication, unflinching loyalty. I need all 3 of those.
Is that too much to ask for, ladies?
No discussion. Yeah, that would exactly. You can pose the question from there. But those are my 3 things.
And the thing about it, you have to be willing to give those things in return.
No discussion.
Right. So do we have any comments on that? I mean, we want to know what you ladies think. So let's hear it.
Someone said, I used to get so upset when my mom would
Say.
Say I'm your mom and your dad. You can't be both. Going back to what we.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
And that's detrimental to the upbringing of a child.
Oh yeah.
For a parent to tell the child that.
Oh yeah.
Mess up their perspective.
Right.
Moving forward. So get back to it. So what is the thought process on that? Is it reasonable or unreasonable?
Well, I mean, it depends on what the man's goals are, I think, and if he's looking into a relationship to build something with the woman, or does he just want sex? A lot of guys in the beginning, they just want sex. They just want a porn star, pretty much.
See,
I'm glad you brought that up, because the next topic.
Yeah, the next topic. Doc, I don't agree with that.
In the beginning.
No, I don't see.
Okay, well, enlighten me.
Hold on here. Did somebody else have a?
Oh.
Daphne, how you doing, Daphne?
What is the definition of modern men, and are you comparing them to modern women? I'm 55. Modern and traditional are definitely not the same thing. Yeah, we kind of went over that, Daphne.
But that's a good question.
It is a good question, but yeah.
Well, you're living in modern times. When we say modern, are you up with modern times? And you can be a modern man with traditional values.
Or Absolutely. A modern woman with traditional values.
Right. So modern is just depends on the time.
The time frame. Yeah. That's it. So.
And then with what's going on in today's society as well, and how people navigate the landscape.
Right. And there are things that are, because like I said, you can be a modern man. I think there's a downfall if you categorize yourself that, because a lot of things go away. If you say, well, I'm a modern man, then you're more into, well, chivalry is gone. So you're not opening doors for women. And, you're not doing these type of things. You're not putting...
And women say thank you when the man opens the door. Okay.
Right. And a lot of them don't. I feel like slamming them.
Am I right?
Hey, did you have a situation occur, man?
I just seen it. Right. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
I saw it on I've seen it.
But then a lot of them have that mindset, like Chris Rock mentioned in one of his stand-ups a few years ago, that anytime a man is doing something for you, he's offering you some beat. If he opens the door, he's saying, wants to beat. If he says hello, he said, you want some beat? If he said, oh, you go first, he said, you want some beat?
I remember that bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of women look at it that way. What does he want?
You don't see us. You're saying, I'm just,
It's a
nice gesture.
Right. And a lot of times I will speak. I notice people don't speak these days. And I don't know if that's a traditional mask or not. Even before the mask, people don't speak or acknowledge a sister or acknowledge a brother. You're in the grocery store, you walk by people, make eye contact and speak. There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree with that.
That goes back.
But then I seen a woman, she had a good point. She doesn't have to say hello. She said, I don't have to say hi.
No, you don't.
You don't have to.
But it's a nice thing to do.
What does it hurt you to say hello?
Right.
It's one thing the man continues, the conversation.
But you're walking by in the grocery store, speak. Hello, how you doing? Sis, I'm doing good. How you doing? Nothing. Keep it pushing.
We don't do that.
Yeah, not at all.
Like with me, when I'll do like a head nod, or I'll just go, and go on about my business.
We don't even talk to other brothers like we don't.
Right, and I acknowledge brothers too in the store.
Oh no, that definitely ain't happened, because now it's like, oh, what you talking to me for? You trying to
see? That's
because.
But see that again, that's modern men and women today and how they're navigating. See, when I hear the word I'm a modern man or I'm a modern woman, they're talking about.
They talk about behavior traits.
Talking about all of that. Behavior traits, communication. It's the millennials and Generation Z. Because like you just got done going over in your example with Chris Rock, he's of another generation. And I don't think that Chris Rock or anybody within his Generation X, I don't think that they would be so quick to align with, what's going on out here. Because you guys are speaking to it right now.
That's a coastal thing too. Other places in the country you go, people do speak a little bit more.
Right.
West Coast.
Oh yeah, in the South, that's I know. Yeah.
Here,
West Coast.
We
uppity over here. Sadiddy. We got some comments. Go ahead.
Okay. No, go ahead. Let's get to it. We got a lot of comments.
Oh, okay. So Cameron Clark says, I think the 3 conditions stated earlier should be concrete with both parties. Also, both should be willing to give them too.
Absolutely. You can't ask for something
that you're not giving.
Right. Nadia says some men don't have expectations at all because they just want sex, and that is true. Nadia.
In the beginning.
Nadia.
No, Nadia. Absolutely not.
She's true.
Okay, before I continue on, is that when you're dating Mary and approach is what's your
Well, a lot of men, their initial expectation
what's
is
the expectation?
Sex. They see you. Men are visual creatures. They see it. They like it. They want it.
Here's a better question.
You might be attracted to somebody doesn't mean necessarily that at first you just want to, you know what I'm saying?
Better question then.
Well, that's a shallow man. Because,
there's more to
because
it.
That's not sustainable. That's not going to sustain you.
Yeah, but it's just more to it than just, I just want it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
to me, it seemed like it would be more.
Let me ask you this then, since going on, just piggybacking right off what you just said. What's your intent then with that woman?
I don't know
What's
my
the
intent
intent
exactly because I have to get to know them. I got to get to know their mindset, know what they're about.
So you don't know. So when you're approaching a woman, you don't know what your intents are. What your intent is?
I'm communicating first, and then I want to establish that as we go along. And just like I hope that she is at first with me.
Right.
I hope she doesn't have it all in her mind.
And if you if you can establish that good communication initially and kind of have that chemistry, it usually won't go any further.
Okay. Fair enough.
So do you have your intent just at first with anybody you speak with that?
No, I agree with what you're saying, but I mean, reality, 9 times out of 10, folks end up hitting it off, and then they start trailing off, and there's often the intent is either lost or it was never there, and that's what I'm more so speaking to. Okay. So, are you here to waste each other's time, or is there actual intent here after the initial meetup? Talking points, whatever you want to look at it.
But is it a waste of time exactly?
It can.
Just because it doesn't lead to marriage, I mean.
No, it doesn't have. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to.
Or if it doesn't become, I'm just saying, if it becomes a relationship, is that wasted time because it didn't become? I mean, I guess it just comes down to how do you view it, right?
That's what a lot of folks.
Well, I mean, early in the conversation, you put your intentions are.
Exactly.
That's who you are and where you want your life to go.
Exactly.
You state that early,
Because now,
but does that include the person that you're with? Is what I'm saying. You might have
that's
what I'm saying.
Include the person,
but you're saying, hey, this is my life.
That's
expectation.
No, not that you're with, but that you're communicating with. You may not be with that person, but you're engaged in conversation, and you see you have chemistry. You have effective communication, so you start to tell about each other.
And you guys are going to eventually figure out right then and there if you're, she's my ideal chick that I can see myself at least, hanging out with, and going in, and vice versa, or whoever it is.
Do your values align?
Right. Daphne Cross says we're living in modern times, but y'all are talking about the modern man. Include what is expected of the modern woman. What is expected of the modern woman? Doc.
It's up to modern times. I think most men want a modern woman with traditional values. One that's going to be somewhat submissive to her man.
This is true.
One that's going to.
This is all I hear.
Listen. One that's going to be able to follow a plan, follow a leader, because I don't care what anybody says, modern or traditional. The man is the head of the household and the leader in the relationship.
But if you don't have that,
you gotta be
you gotta have. There's a lot of women out there that they equate that leadership to financials and resources, and if you don't have that, then they feel as though. And I was just in a group, and we were talking about this, and a lot of women were saying, "Hey, if you ain't got the ducats and the resources, you can't lead me no damn where."
Again, though, we talking about this is modern.
We're talking about women. We're talking about women within my age.
In this group, even though I'm looking at it.
But there were some, and these were older women that were just like, no, it's not all about money and resources. I'm here to add to his purpose, and we come together, combine like terms, and we build on this foundation together. That was from the OGs, the older ones.
And a man
should be, but there's more like what he's saying.
Yeah, a man with a plan, that's got a positive outlook and a positive direction and a goal and a plan to get us to that goal.
But doctor, they are looking at success financially for that plan. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
I mean, it's,
Well, if his finances aren't where you think they should be, maybe he doesn't make six figures, but he has a plan. And do you believe in that plan? And can you follow that plan? Maybe you may make more money than him, but he's providing direction. You may be lost at where you want to go or not sure, but he has a solid plan. He has a solid direction. He's providing stability. He's providing direction, security. You feel secure around him. You feel secure following his lead.
those are all great traits.
You know,
but
he's an intelligent
I know,
man.
right, Barry?
You know?
I mean, listen, I agree. You're
And-
looking for the version of yourself. Yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
and he may have more money in the bank than you, even that you make
Okay,
more
but
than him.
we're-
You know? So
They
and
don't
if
ever get to that
if
point
you're
though,
talking
because
about money,
they're looking
you know,
at.
I'm not just to say talk about money. We're talking about finance, which can be career success. There's a lot of different terms that goes under that financial umbrella, though. What are some of the comments?
Swayla, I hope I'm saying that right.
How you doing, young lady?
What are men's expectations? Excuse me, expectations. Well, I'll go down mine again, Sway. Accountability, communication, unflinching loyalty.
And then Doc just said some of his, which were, you remember some of it? Oh, we went down it, rewind it.
Barry, we didn't get yours. What's yours?
Yeah.
Or maybe I missed it.
Honestly, I'm picking on a lot what Doc said. I totally agree with it.
Right.
Totally agree with
Okay.
it. Especially the older you become, the more you have to have that.
Right.
If you don't have it, it's just incomplete.
Yeah, you want a woman to be your friend. You want a woman to be
All those
submissive to you, but also and
Not
women.
overly submissive. We're not saying
Yeah.
you
Be
gotta,
submissive to each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm going to expound on that because a lot of women.
When you say that word, it's like a curse word. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
that
like a
means
curse word
no.
when you say submissive, but submissive, that man has to be worthy of submission. It's not like you're a slave, you can't speak or anything like that, but he's going to protect you. He's going to see he's going to put you before him. He's going to see that you're included in all the plans and you support that. That's being submissive. Any major decisions, major big ticket items or purchases or things, he's always going to discuss it. He's always going to seek your input because you're smart. And a lot of times, in a lot of areas, women have a lot more intelligence than men. This is why it's
really
important.
run the household.
Yeah,
It's
important
let us
to seek her
the
input.
CEO position. I
You
would
know,
say they're the CFOs.
So arm your man with information, with knowledge, to be successful. Be his peace, speak life into his
be
spirit.
his peace is very important.
Be
That
his
means
peace.
don't jump on him right when he comes in and major,
Right. Listen to him.
Yeah.
Breathe life into his spirit,
Sway also says men don't speak many times. I kind of agree with that because there's a lot of cats out here that don't know how to.
Many times, right?
Well,
in terms of
just speaking, just saying.
They don't know how. They don't know.
Hello.
They don't know. They don't know how to talk to women. They know how to talk at them, though, but they don't know how to talk to them. So I agree with that.
And can you communicate with a beautiful woman without it going any further?
Well, some men are intimidated and want to speak on that beauty before they're saying, hello, lady, how you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah.
And this runs into this comment here. Everybody is conditioned to talk online nowadays.
Right.
And going back to your point, because when people do get face to face, they don't know how to actually communicate.
Even before the online, though, there were some
Right.
people that didn't.
Yeah.
So online, yes,
So
maybe
people
enhanced
speak.
that, but they weren't speaking. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know how to speak.
And yes, ladies, a lot of men are intimidated by your beauty.
As they should be.
Right.
That goes into this comment.
And when you have when you have an unapproachable aura, that even makes it more difficult. So
You talking about that smirk, or you talking about?
I'm saying the walking by someone, the lack of even acknowledging them visually or with your face in your digital device, or just unapproachable behavior.
So now I have to ask you. So you should be approachable at all times, or what are you when you're saying?
You should be open to interaction. Not saying full-blown conversation, but if someone walks by and says hello, say hello and keep moving.
Nadia says, I speak to everybody, and I get so hurt when they just look at me.
What? Nadia, stop. Nadia.
Let me get the rest of these comments in. Sway says they always think somebody trying to holler. That's why. And then
true.
Yeah.
Nadia, that's why I said, yeah.
Nadia says my
but
friends.
not everybody is.
Nadia says my friends tell me to leave people alone. William says I think it's a time of transition where before it was always guys courting the women, but now the tables are reversed. Maybe because guys are tired of getting shot down. That sounds like a personal problem. Women may be women may be puzzled as to why guys are more reluctant to make the first move these days. I don't know about that, Mark.
Wait, you don't think women are
well, the part that
shooting in DMs,
the part that stuck out to me was maybe because guys are tired of getting shot down. I mean, you can't get tired of rejection if the woman don't want nothing to do with you, bro. You know, move on to the next.
But then some guys look at that as a challenge, you know.
Yeah.
How many of the percentage view that as a challenge?
Well, she just play. Thrill of the chase. She just playing hard to get. You know, she knows she want me. Yeah. You know, I'm gonna keep at her. You know, I'm gonna wear her down. The thrill of the chase.
You know, Nick, there's so many getting their feelings. They come in here, I gotta change up this haircut. I gotta do this. That ain't gonna do it, bro. You gotta change up that game.
You got
mouthpiece is weak. That's all. But hey,
that part, your mouthpiece is weak. You don't know don't know how to talk to women.
And it goes right back to what you just mentioned, talking at a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them. Just have a general conversation. It doesn't have to be nothing about any of her body features or anything.
Oh, really? Because last week you said you're on a date and
no,
you said something about looking at titties.
I'm talking about
big old bitties. You did say that.
First date. I'm talking. You got nice breasts.
I mean, they're there, so I'm gonna look at them and comment on them.
Well, you on a date, acknowledge her.
Some of you women. Hey, if I do that, I'm blaming Doc. The Doc told me this.
I'm not doing that.
You take down content. I know. If you walk in the grocery store, no, but you say hello. You know.
I'm on my date. It's okay.
You gotta read the room.
Okay.
Oh,
read the body.
Ma'am, I came over to the produce section. I just wanted to let you know that you got some big old bitties.
There's a guy named Doc, and he told me this.
Nadia says, I agree with Doc. Peace is very important.
Oh, yes.
Facebook user. Okay, easy to be submissive when your man can lead and be trustworthy and head of the household.
Absolutely. And that's your choice in the men that you choose.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, we got a lot. Let me get through all these comments.
Okay.
Sway says, online made it worse. We agree with you on that. People in general lost the skill of communication. Due to people texting or going online. People rarely even call each other these days. That is very true. Daphne Cross says,
you gotta call when you got something to say. Okay. Sorry.
But that goes back to what you were saying, because a lot of people don't feel they got anything to say. Or they feel like, oh, that person
that's a lot. Sorry
ain't about money, or you know. No, Daphne Cross says, I'm definitely an OG. So I'm just gonna listen. We are financially compatible, so taking that out of the equation. Sex is great, kids are great, independently and collectively successful. We're great together or apart. Thanks for this forum. I appreciate different perspectives. And we appreciate you too, Daphne. Thank you.
And I just found out recently, Daphne said that her and her man met on a discussion over one of my posts.
Oh wow. Look at you, making the world a better place to love. Doc, when you writing that book?
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Was that recently?
No, this was years ago, a few years ago.
Well, hey man, congratulations, like I said, to your success. Beautiful thing.
Hashtag feel my flow.
Unlike the haters of the Facebook. See, this is what happened. See?
Oh, that was just a Karen miserable. A lot of times men want head of household for ego. I kind of agree with that. They say a lot of times men want to be head of households just to stroke their ego.
Strictly for the ego.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to lead too. You have to pick a leader.
Yeah.
You can't just pick anybody and expect them to be a leader. That's not how it works.
Just acknowledgement would be cool.
Okay. Right.
So
just
Sway is cool with you just acknowledging her.
So Sway just say, hey, how you doing?
Just acknowledge, hey, how you doing?
Hello.
You know,
Keep it moving.
Yeah, exactly.
Facebook user says Facebook user.
No,
I
think it's Julie. How you doing, Julie?
Okay, I am traditional. Maybe it's cultural. That's a good point. But I love my man taking lead.
Right.
And That's a
Ooh,
great thing.
let me stop.
Kawana
Pitt.
we know about Kawana. She's about to get started.
Kawana Pitt says, I can tell a man's intentions by the way he looks at me, so I try to base it off how they look at me. If they look at my booty, so sorry, then my face, I kind of get a clue on what they want. But I mean, and with I respectfully say, hold on, let me just say this: if you got a wagon back there and it's just kind of like,
what do you expect?
I mean,
you know, I got like,
and I say that respectfully. I say that respectfully.
But you can't always say a man has any intention just because he speaks to you. If a man gives you direct eye contact the whole time he's speaking at you, a lot of women will look away and some feel that it's too strong because he's making direct eye contact. And I look at it as a level of respect.
How can you tell a man looking at your booty though?
Right.
They can
see the booty before he speaks.
Yeah. I'm like,
guess that's why he started talking to you more than likely.
Well, you know. Okay.
It happened. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I think sometimes people
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's other features of a person that somebody looks at besides the booty.
That's very true. But if
the
you
booty
got,
it's probably 70%, but
listen,
it
man.
could be the face,
If you
lips, right?
okay, I see you being PC, and I appreciate that. But
I said
if you
70% of people.
You're saying 70% of men
looking at somebody who has.
I would say maybe 90. Because if you got cakes, you know what I'm saying. You looked at them. You looked. Okay, man. Well, I'm gonna let you.
That's a young man. Old schools. We just
okay. All right, mister. You have bodacious breasts, and then you over here. I don't look at booty at all. I look at her eyes. All right, y'all. Okay.
Nothing wrong with complimenting her.
We lying tonight. Okay.
If you're on a date, you don't do that when you meet somebody in a grocery store, someone that you don't know, a stranger.
It's getting real in here.
What does Sway have to say?
What's up, Sway?
All right, Sway says, okay, I think we should bring back communication within reason when passing by strangers, just like acknowledgement. And if it goes further than acknowledgement, cool. Then you shoot your shot or whatever. What harm does it do just acknowledging someone and then saying hello or speak or say, have a good day and give a compliment? If the person bites, then you take it to the next level. If not, then, or no, if they don't, you will just, okay, if they don't, will you just communicate it, and that's always nice. I got all.
And I will also say something like Doc always says, and I think we always piggyback up.
That's not all of it.
You got to read the room.
Read the room and the body language.
Yeah.
Don't get caught looking if that's not all you want.
Oh, okay.
And then Daphne Cross says, we met because of you, James, 3 years ago off some crazy ish you posted. I made a screenshot of it. Thanks for leading us to eternal love. Well, look at that.
Thank you, Daphne.
Look at Doc and look at God. William says, Sway, sometimes people are worried about getting accused of harassment these days just by a glance.
But I think that's more maybe work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But there's nothing wrong. Don't let this stop you from making eye contact. No, it ain't shooting a shot. And saying hello.
See? So you look at that booty and now you're going to shoot your shot.
I'm playing with it.
Acknowledge your sister. Acknowledge your brother. You know, if you're in the grocery store, you walk by.
Does it have to be sister and brother?
Yeah, we talking. Okay,
well,
yeah.
I more or less acknowledge blackness.
This all lives matter, man. Dude, over here.
I'm like, how you doing, bro? How you doing, lady? Or or I'll just say hello.
How you doing, Stephanie?
Beautiful woman is beautiful woman too.
Right.
Kino says modern men live in modern times. Could you elaborate on that for us? Or do y'all know what she means by that? Okay. Yeah, Kino, please, if you can, elaborate on that. Oh, yeah, we do. True, just keep it pushing, but not persistent if they don't seem interested. We're going to go to the next topic. You guys have any closing remarks on this?
I think we will, if we do, we'll talk about it in the
comments. Right.
All right. Well, here's the next topic.
This is cool.
Look. Hold on. Doc already tapping out. He didn't grab his little cognac.
Taking a brother drink?
He's going to get this gas station pill and get ready. I'm not talking about Doc. It can be anybody. Be anybody. I want to go ahead and shout out Miss Kawana Kwana, what's her last name? Kwana Pitts, because she brought this to everyone's attention in ShopKulture in the ShopKulture group, and well, you see the visual here. So, ladies, is this true, fellas? Do you have what it takes to how do I frame this? Is your stamina at optimum
First of all, there's no time on it, so we don't know what quick is. So that's it.
You know what quickie is. They've been telling the women was telling you in the ladies were speaking their piece on
whether or
that.
not before they reach, and we know women it takes some time for that.
Okay, so what Kwana was saying in the post was, and you can fire off on me if you want, Kwana. I'm just, this is our way of implementing you into the show, because you're contributing to the platform, and we dig that. We appreciate you for that. So I kind of have to,
acknowledge.
So she was basically talking about how in past experiences she dealt with men who were selfish. They were pump and dump individuals. They weren't concerned with, pleasuring her and meeting her needs, only getting their needs met.
Well, you've been with the wrong guys.
No,
because
I mean, I don't know.
A selfless man is going to be excited. It's going to please him and be enjoyable to him to please his woman, his partner.
What I want.
But
okay. Keno, so going back to your comment, Keno, that's not what that means. So that's what we're asking you to elaborate on that last comment, because I genuinely didn't understand. I don't think any of us understood. So if you could, help us out, that'd be dope. We appreciate you though.
Well, we don't know whether or not that means, what is that?
She said modern men live in modern times.
Yeah.
So what?
But traditional men also live in modern times.
Okay, maybe that's what she was speaking to. Not clear.
You pointed out they do.
Right.
So Sway says true, just keep it pushing. But oh no, I read that already. My bad. Okay, so Facebook user says, like my man said, if she got booty and or boobs, big old bitties, men will look, but should not stare or burn a hole. A hole in her. Looking at what God gave a woman is a compliment if done tastefully. Noir, drooling, and getting eye contact.
But everybody sees that differently, because there's some women that take offense to that.
Right.
Looking is
and sometimes if a man says hello, that message that he's giving her is, I'm noticing a well put together sister, and I got respect for that. Hello.
You have nice calves.
You can take it however you want. I'm noticing a well put together system.
Hey,
I respect that.
I respect that.
Bringing it back to the topic, William says that's what Viagra is for. Well, you can eat your vegetables, be healthy. You wouldn't even have to really worry about all that.
It doesn't make you laugh. I think it just makes you, say it able to go. So it's still a stamina thing.
Yes, Julie, pump and dump.
Yeah. Oh wow, Julie went there. I know that's right.
So, do men always have a choice on how quick he comes? Okay, I'll answer this because I actually spoke to this in the comment section.
It was the medical. What was that called?
It's called edging. Yeah, and you guys go ahead and go into the comment section.
Just think about baseball. Think about something else.
Well,
no,
I don't
that's
think
edging is actual. Edging
is
edging actually is a thing, because it does help you. It helps with stamina, helps maintain your stroke count, and it gives you that superpower, if you will, of letting off when you want. At least that's my experience anyways. So,
but usually if it's early in a relationship, if it's exciting,
you're
gonna lose control.
No, Doc.
If
you have control, you can do it with your first meet or log down a lot.
See, young is telling old. You've been doing it for 40 years.
That's easy to say, but
that's what I'm okay.
But that's what pump and dump came out of his mouth.
We're going to the whole quickie situation,
right?
But if you know how to control your,
quickies are in.
If you know, if you know how to control, if you know how to control yourself, then you can go for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. 20 minutes is pretty, standard.
Yeah, you may know
standard on what?
On having sex, on pleasing your woman. 20 minutes, 30 minutes minimum, and we're talking about you know, me personally, you know.
You're talking about foreplay.
We're talking about some.
You're talking about.
We're talking about pumping.
Kawana was talking about pleasuring her all together, and that does not just mean penetration.
Right.
That means getting her to the big O.
Okay.
That's what she was speaking to. And Kawana, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what. That's what she was saying.
When that man puts it in, and it's just that quick, and it's a wrap. So
Barry giving Barry's playbook. Barry, what's
and so if you're worried about this, fellas, I mean, if you're on your way,
what's you worried about?
You know, well, I mean, it's an issue for a lot of fellas.
I was just playing. I blame the woman for moving.
Barry would do something. Barry would do something like that. Why? So Barry, you just want her to sit on you?
I'm just saying. That's a great thing. A woman has to.
I mean,
make you
do you?
That
So do you?
I think that's
okay. So do you? I mean, so do you guys pay attention to like do you maintain your tempo? Or are you like? Are you? No, this goes in. It's not way too much. This goes exactly into what the women are talking about. To the very thing Kawana was speaking to in the post. Go back and read the post. I'm telling you, that's what she was speaking to. All of this is a factor.
Well, fellas, if your woman's pleasure is your priority, we all know that first one is slippery.
What?
I know what
you're talking about.
Go to the bathroom, pop that first one off.
You're cheating.
You're cheating, exactly. You're cheating.
But Viagra's not going to keep that first one from popping off.
No, but you got to get back
that
to
first
right.
one's slippery. If
your
ultimate goal is to get her to the big O, and you know that first one is slippery, pop it off real quick.
Well,
then attend to
what
your
I'm saying, it
woman's
should
needs.
be up to every person to find, their count or
Right.
or what you need to do,
Right.
whatever it is. Go to the gym. Work out. That'll get you going too.
If you in there, if you in that thing right, that is a gym session in itself. Cardio and your abs start hurting and whatnot. You get that core workout. Hold on, let me go to the comments. That's where foreplay and or oral play exactly key part. I will make sure my partner gets hers multiple times if she can do that. Exactly. 1,000. 1,000. I heard it was a compliment when men finish quickly. No, this dude Barry, only Barry. This is
I've heard that. Everybody's heard that.
Hey, Renee.
Self-control comes through experience. And
And then does that quickness go down once you've been with your partner for a while too?
I don't think so.
No, I don't know.
You think if you're quick, you're just gonna be quick?
Yeah.
No, that's if you are going into the game with that whole mindset. Like, I'm just be quick. But if you for me, I'm a pleaser, so I want to make sure that my chick is good to go, and then I can do the big finisher. I can do the big finisher.
You
advertising.
I'm just telling the truth. It can be advertising. I'm not saying, hey, I'm not scared to speak my truth. Like I said, I throw myself under the bus. I will throw y'all. I mean, I understand y'all want to be subtle, private, whatever, but me. That's just how I get down. It's only fair. And again, I just personally take pleasure in pleasing my woman.
There you go. And that's that's what it should be, regardless of what that entitles. Like I said,
there's some things that
that's stick to it. But then a lot of guys don't have the physical stamina. Just like you can't go to the gym and stay on the treadmill for 45 minutes.
You got gas station pills, Viagra.
No, but I'm talking about there's muscles and lung capacity and all that's involved in that.
You gotta be up there in age if you going through all of that. You can't stay.
Really? You're not health conscious about it.
Exactly.
So if you're not healthy, then you basically are not suitable for sex. That's what I'm hearing.
Not for long.
Because that would make sense if
Not for long sex.
Make your partner's pleasure your goal.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me, it's not a compliment when they finish quick. And that's coming from an OG. They're like Anita Baker in that profile pic. All right, Miss Renee. All right. So you heard it.
All right. So, man, we got to cut it, guys.
But if they finish quick, can you restart that engine?
No. Can you?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
You can.
That has a lot to do with her. Absolutely. Can she get you restarted?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
All right.
So yes, once again, guys, we gotta get the last words. We're almost going overboard. Thank you guys for tuning in. You see what happens. Man.
This has been
is
fun.
ShopKulture.
This has been fun.
Like always, remember, man, like and share ShopKulture, the group, and man, join the live group.
Nadia says, yes, you can.
Oh,
Oh,
shoot.
Nadia has talents.
Okay. All
Okay.
right, Nadia.
Said
So
you
gotta
thought you were done.
I wish you would.
Restart that.
I wish you would.
Restart that engine, finish the trip. Somebody, you just need a few minutes.
Oh, you find a way.
There's some
It's always just find a way.
Recharge that battery.
There's some water.
You know?
So, can you give us some closing remarks, though?
Yes. After this was an intriguing episode, and I just want to say,
Intriguing is the word.
going into a relationship, know what you want and be ready for it. I mean, having a job, your own car, and education, and a house does not make you a good person. It makes you human. But if you're still bragging about having things, yet wondering why you're still single, well, you might want to recognize that love and commitment is not about having things. What matters is who you are inside, and how you respect the strength and enhance a relationship. If you're a marriage-minded individual, it's good to let that be known up front, what your intentions are, by saying something like, just so you know, I'm dating for the purpose of looking for a future spouse. It doesn't mean you want to marry every person you go on a date with, but it sets a tone. Too many people don't make this message a priority, then get mad when they don't show any interest in marriage after years of dating.
Once again, you know that. Thank you for those words. You know who he is, the relationship guru, Mr./Dr. James R. Man, you all right?
Thank you, people.
Thank you guys once again. Thanks to the producer sitting in the chair.
Join the group,
Nick
ShopKulture
Jones.
Live.
And once again, I'm Barry Crosby. This is ShopKulture. Join the group.
Give us some topic suggestions.
And
We'll
just-
discuss it live.
Yes. And keep the topics flowing on that page. That's fun.
And stop hating.
Oh man, guys, it was fun.
We're going to have that. We'll
Yeah.
deal with them.
That just means that
We in there having
that's
fun.
the-
I mean, yeah, you
Everybody's
got
not,
haters, you doing something, but damn.
everybody's not going to agree. And
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
especially when it comes to talk about sex.
I'm not mad at you just because you don't
Don't be
agree.
mad if I come through and roast you.
We all have our perspectives.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to ShopKulture.
Peace and love.